The Asian Games men's event is underway in Hangzhou. The women's event concluded just some days ago, with India beating Sri Lanka in a tough final. Now, one of the key members of that outfit, who's also the Under-19 World Cup champion, is 19-year-old Titas Sadhu, a World Cup winner. And she celebrated her birthday today too. So joining me on My Cup segment today is the birthday girl herself, Titas Sadhu from Kolkata. Happy birthday, Titas, and thank you for joining in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now first questions I have to ask you, what is it like? What's the feeling like winning a gold?
I mean, the best part was we never thought that we won't win it. So, and it was incredible, right? Because we get to play for the Indian team, Indian cricket team, but rarely we get the chance to represent our country as a whole. And to add to the tally of the medals is incredible feat.
Right, now when everyone normally, all kids here in India or elsewhere, when they asked who do you want to be, they always end up saying they want to be a batter or they look up to a batter. It's very few who want to end up being a bowler. Why then bowling, Titas?
I mean, the fact that I didn't become a cricketer because I wanted to become like someone who represents the country. I just wanted to have fun, right? And I enjoyed playing because all my friends were at the academy and will enjoy. And I had enrolled myself in the academy when it was raining and I couldn't do cricket practice for like a solid 3 months. So I just went there for fun. We used to play footy and everything, yeah. So it was always because of that enjoyment, and because of that enjoyment was there. Later on, when competition came in, you get that competitive spirit. You want to do good, you want to perform, and then that interest starts blooming inside of you. Yeah.
Right, but it is a short career span so far. You have many more years to go. But so far, if I had to ask you to pick one memorable moment, what would it be?
So this is last February during the Under-19 World Cups. We had lost the match against Australia, and the next match we had playing was crucial, and it was again against Sri Lanka. And I remember when I was going to the field, Mushin ma'am, who was our head coach then, had told me, take the charge. That's all she had said. And coincidentally, first ball, I get a wicket. And that just sort of set the tone for the whole match. And we came victorious with flying colors and we went on to play the semis.
Yes, and also I wanted to ask you, you being a World Cup winner, that's immense. How many can say that in the country? What was it like lifting the Under-19 World Cup?
I think one of the most memorable was uh, so we were sitting in the dugout and some 14 runs was left, I think. And it's like it dawns on you like, okay, we are winning this. There's no way we are losing this actually, right? And we were like almost in tears because we had worked so hard. We had actually worked for so long for that. We literally, I mean, that year was very stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine the pressure, especially on a lot of your colleagues and senior colleagues, in fact, Titas. But if I had to ask you about, being in that dressing room, some moments that you've shared, or how is it like to sort of be around these women? What would you say?
I mean, especially when you come into a new atmosphere, right? It's not because it's the Indian team. It's because like even going to a new school, it's scary because you don't know anyone and you don't know what to expect. And rather you know exactly what to expect, which is most of the time wrong. And you have this like made of personalities of them in your head because that's how you look at them, right? You look at them in a higher ground because they have achieved so much, and you're not wrong for looking at it like that, but they are just like, but when you interact with them you get to know, okay, they're not aliens. And that is the beautiful part about cricket, right? You get to enjoy that feeling so many times. You meet so many people and so many incredible athletes that every time you'll be like, okay, so they're God. And then you talk to them and you're like, wow. And most of them are humble and such nice people, like beautiful people.
Yeah, but then tell us if you have an anecdote or something that a moment that you shared where, like what you say, your preconceived notions sort of changed. Tell us a bit about that.
I remember we were sitting, so I had taken my lunch and there was not really a lot of space left, and I had to sit with Harry D. And I was like, okay, so it's gonna be an awkward lunch. I'm gonna eat, and I'm not gonna talk a single word. And then she started talking, and she then we chatted, and we were having fun. We were throwing around jokes, and I was like, okay, so yeah, I shouldn't have stressed this much.
Yeah, well, that's a relief, and that's quite an interesting little story as well, Titas. But you know, when you speak about fast bowlers, particularly everywhere, there's always a sense of aggression that comes across and comes that's associated with every one of them. You don't seem that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially during shoots and stuff, right? They want you to be like, be the, I can't. I just can't. It's just not me. You end of the day, you are just who you are, and obviously, I have shown aggression in ground, and like it happens. It is not something you can force. I believe I'm aggressive in my own way.
Nice, that's good to hear. But also, during the times that you've spent, who are the batters whom you've loved to go up against or whom you've loved facing or bowling to?
Um, So there was this no, it was a senior T20 trophy. That was the first time I had played the senior T20 trophy. And we had like stalwarts, right? We had Punjab and we had Haryana and Mumbai. So I had bowled to Jemmy and I had bowled to Shifali. So it was like, obviously, I was 17. So it was like, for the first time, me looking at them so close, and I'm getting the opportunity to bowl. And that is probably when you get to gauge yourself, like how far I am from them and what I have to do to reach there. So that was a very crucial tournament for me.
Yes, and there's many more places and many more levels that you have to pass and cross, which we show you will. But if I had to ask you who your inspiration is or someone you look up to, a role model, who would you say that is, Titas?
I mean, I did watch a lot of Pat Cummins and Shami bowling, and I still do. But I think the first time I played, debuted for the senior team Bengal, I had debuted under Rumili Dhar, and when I had seen her for the first time, and it wasn't a good debut for me. And most of the time, I was in the sidelines watching. And the way I had seen her, the passion she has, she still has for cricket is phenomenal. And when I looked at her play, and I had that like, if I want to play, I want to play like her.
Wow, that is quite emotional and impressive as well. And Titas, wish you a very, very happy birthday once again and wishing you more laurels to come.
You're welcome.